Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jack and we have a blast from the past. We are bringing the three-man league back. Here is everyone competing in the season. It is very awesome. It's good to be back. Of course, our first league with the Asylum, and it's nice to continue this once again. So if you like what you see, make sure you click the subscribe button, notification bell, like button or dislike button depending on how you thought of the video. And yeah, we're going to get started in just a moment. So we're going to make sure we, of course, get a good start. I am still working out the kinks at the start of the league, of course, but we will start smoothing it out with the camera work and how it's all going to go down. But I kind of get a formula later on in the video, so of course stay tuned for that. But we are away, and our teammates, so it's a three-man league as I mentioned earlier, and our teammates are Rockzilla and the Vest, who you may have seen in the Eurasia series. So of course we've all got matching liveries in this first event here, in the Abarths, in the blue and white kind of colour scheme. Looks like little police cars and look really cool. We are Team ZRV Racing. Although the difference is, mine's got the wolf on the top of my car, Rockzilla's got his Godzilla on top of his with the red roof, and Vest has got a yellow roof with I think just his name at the top there. So I'm sure we'll check that out at some point. But what we're going to do, we're going to stay on board for me, or on board with me in these first races here, unless they're very exceptional by one of the other teammates. So I kept name tags on so we can see, of course, who everyone is. And there's also 5 laps here, so we'll just start a second lap. And we are just looking behind the back of Tweetman here and Melty, who are both in the same team. So not ideal for us. They can easily work together to push me back. Not what we want to be doing, we want to be working our way up, so we're just going to quickly switch. We're briefly at the front of the pack here. We're going to get a not too bad of a run, but unfortunately not going to be long lived, as Tweetman is going to get a nice move down on us here, back into first place. You guys may remember Tweetman from the first three-man league, and in addition, Tweetman is also our teammate in the Manufacturer series in Team Skiri. So we are trying to work our way around here, but we do slightly get it wrong. However, we do maintain our pace and keep it on track. Give Melty a friendly little bump there, but it's cool. It's for the YouTube clout. I'm sure he didn't mind. So, of course, what we're going to do is we're going to just try... See this? We've got a horde of people surrounding us right here. Now, boost is on, slipstream's on real, or whichever. Everything's on extreme, basically. So we're not going to be breaking away from anyone, unfortunately, but what we are going to be able to do is stay in the fight. And that we certainly do. This is total non-stop action, this first, at least this first round anyway. So we almost get it wrong, but luckily we do save it there, so happy days. It's very close, but we do keep it all on track. And of course, guys, this is Brand's Indy circuit, the slightly smaller configuration. We'll be back at GP later in the second part of the video. And you can see there we're losing quite a bit of time to the drivers up ahead. Of course, one of the new faces here in Evo. Have raced with him before, actually, in the team versus team. Very quick guy. So, of course, one to look out for. We see Blitz and Tweetman are still ahead of us as well. Although it looks like Ian Evo gets it slightly wrong and Tweetman gets a penalty. So, if the laws of penalties is correct, you shouldn't be able to overtake with that penalty. So I should theoretically be able to get a position here if you just if I time it right, which not quite going to be able to do just yet. I do briefly find myself over ahead, I think, but it just about holds me off there. So it looks like me, Blitz and Tweetman are currently fighting for first place, or technically everyone's fighting for first place really, but not long left of the race. Tweetman's just cleared his penalty, still ghosted out, not ideal, and of course I'm boxed in. I've got Melty just behind as well, who you may remember of course from the Italia Cup. And of course a lot of familiar names in here, so of course if you recognise anyone, make sure you let me know your thoughts. And of course there are some faces that we have yet to see. Of course our rival Grandpa Goes Gaming is in this one right now, but will he be in this one eventually? That would be nice. So Blitz is in the lead, and that's the team Asylum Oldies, and that consists of Blitz, Shinna and JDP Gaming. Of course you've got K-Pax. K-Pax consists of Danny, Gurnell and Mackie. Of course, a lot of these guys we haven't seen just yet. We will shortly. Oh, someone goes off there. I think was just about off track, but does save it. So very nice job, sir. And we are fighting again with Tweetman here, so we do have a lot of battling. Looks like our teammate in one league, or in one event, and opponent in the other. It is all coming together. See, Danny there gives me a nice little friendly love tap, but does keep it all safe, so that's all good. Of course, I'm the police here, so I should be restoring order. So this is it. Final lap, final turn. Are we going to be able to hold this off, or are we going to lose any positions, or even gain any positions? Unfortunately not. So it looks like Blitz is going to win this one here for Team Asylum Oldies, followed by Tweetman in Team Man Boy Man, consisting of Kevman, Melty and Tweetman, of course. And I think that Rockzilla gets it in 8th, and I'm not too sure where Vest came on this one. I know Rockzilla got 6th, very good job. So that's excellent news. Of course, we were just on board with us here, but what we'll do is we'll mix it up for this one here. And of course, we're in the Group 3s. Yes, about time. And in addition, we're in the 458 Italia. The choices were the Alfa Romeo 4C, Lamborghini, and the Ferrari 458 Italia. So, of course, we chose the Ferrari. Rockzilla, on the other hand, went for the Lambo, and Vest, who went for the Ferrari as well. So very similar, and different fuel tyre strategies in this one as well. So I will discuss that later on. But 10 laps here. Let's just hop on board with Rockzilla and see how this all goes down. So first turn here, is there going to be any destruction or chaos? A little bit of an attack from Melty, but not too bad to be fair. We're going to hop on board to myself if we can find me. There I am. I'm off track. What's happened here? Why don't we rewind slightly and hop on board with Vest? Looks like a love tap from Shinner, therefore colliding into us and then making a little bit of a taking a couple people off road. But to be fair, the reason why that is probably because me and Vest are on hard tyres, whereas everyone else is either on super softs or mediums or softs. And I'll go into that later on. But you can see there, we've kept... Oh, there I go. You see that I've kept the watermark of all of our names and colours up the top, just to make it a little bit easier for everyone to follow. And eventually I'll take name tags off for the season, unless you'd like to keep the name tags on, and it's not a problem at all. But after a couple of races, we'll start recognising everyone. So, Rockzilla is currently taking this away right now. He's on super softs. It's one tyre compound per race, and Kevman, the one and only, has made all of our liveries here for Team ZRV. So all the GT3 liveries and the Abarth liveries. So thank you very much, mate. It does mean the world to us, and I personally really like them a lot. So right now, Rockzilla is currently a couple, not that far away from Danny, who's actually starting to storm away with this one here. So of course, could be one to look out for later on in the season. We did have him just behind us as well in the Abarth earlier, so he's clearly been doing a lot of practice, which is very good news. We're going to switch things up here. We're going to keep things in this camera for the rest of the episode, or try to anyway. And we're going to try and keep it kind of like this kind of star without the HUD, I reckon. It might just work a little bit better. So you can see there, he is currently holding off Melty and Ian Evo, but them two are having a little bit of a battle, so that's really helpful for Rockzilla, so he can hopefully start pulling away, which is what we want for our teammate here. We know he's very fast, we know he loves this track, and he's taming the he's taming the Lambo quite well. I'm clearly thinking about someone else here in another league. So unfortunately he does get off track, he does decide to do a little bit of rallying, not ideal. So he's going to lose a couple of positions here. Drop down into P6, with Tweetman just overtaking him there. Tweetman almost getting it wrong, but just about saves it. So very nice job there. But unfortunately for Rockzilla there, just getting it slightly wrong there again. And going on, just giving it a friendly little rub, but I don't think there was anywhere for going out to go there. So, of course, fair enough there. So we're going to hop back on board with me, and we got a battle with Mackie right here. So I think Mackie could be on faster tyres than us, maybe super softs, maybe softs. So he's clearly going to have the tyre advantage, but I think I've got the pace on Mackie. I know he's a good racer, but I feel like I'm just a little bit more confident around here. But we will see anyway. Will we be able to work our way around Mackie, or will we be stuck behind? Of course, we see Ant Smasher just in the distance there. Of course, Ant Smasher in Team ESA. with Heat Seeker and Ian Evo. Of course, the liveries and colour schemes and everything will start coming together later on in the season. We'll start recognising everyone a little easier. But moving on to Vest here. Not really got anyone to battle with at the moment, but he is in 13th, so at least he's doing very good, keeping it all on track and all nice and smooth. Of course, next week is Suzuka, so I feel like Vest is hopefully going to shine there. That should be very good news. I like the black and yellow combination there, but I've got to say, my channel blues on the grey here, love it. And of course the purple stripe, I do like that. To myself, it makes me feel like I'm a little bit of a captain, which I suppose I technically am for this season, but I know it's part of the design I sent to Kev, but I can still dream. So, Mackie and myself, bumper to bumper right here. Are we going to be able to get a move done? Well, when we were last here, we unfortunately didn't get around Grandpa at a certain spot coming up, but I think the opportunity is going to rise, and are we going to be able to make that work? Yep, here's this opportunity now. Can we get the move done? We thankfully can. Luckily, and there you go, show my hazards, because Mackie gave me a lot of respect and a lot of room, which I do appreciate it, so that's really helpful. And yeah, it's nice to get that move done. I know when I was last here with Grandpa, I wasn't able to quite pull it off, but we've got it done this time, so maybe when we next go up against Grandpa there, we'll be able to get it done. So, Rockzilla has found himself in P8 here, not too far away from myself, but he is still keeping it on track. We're going out just ahead, so he's been keeping it consistent since that accident there, unfortunately. But good news that he's now keeping it on track, of course, that's the main thing. And this corner here, very hard to match up, but I feel like I've been getting better and better at this track, especially with the Group 3s. I've not been in the Group 3s in quite a while, and same with the Group 2s, apart from the daily races. It's nice to finally have a bit of a change compared to the Group 4s, and especially compared to the Toyota as well. Still not recovered from that Spa race in the rain, which if you haven't seen, I'll leave cards scattered throughout the video, so make sure you check it out if you haven't, because that was a good race, just not so much for my Toyota. So a little bit of damage on Rockzilla's car here, that'll be from earlier, but who knows, maybe it'll take off a couple miles per hour, or actually take off a bit of the paint. There you go, I got there in the end, didn't I? So this is pretty much just the fun league, it's good times, just of course want to perform as best we can, but also have a good time with our team and everyone else around us. Start to see some familiar faces, and of course some new faces as well. We're going to hop back on board with myself, where we're actually holding off Ant Smasher, who's actually in, I think, soft tyres or super softs. So, not ideal for us, but we're going to hopefully be able to hold him off, or if not, give him a good battle anyway. Invest again found himself on his own, but perhaps there'll be a battle waiting to happen. So, back on board with me here. Actually, sorry, Rockzilla, even. I should be able to tell, I've got it colour-coded and watermarked as well, but of course, I'll... I do flick between me and Rockzilla quite a bit in this one, to be fair. And of course, the best moments I can try and get from each of our races, I'll try and include. But Rockzilla, he's doing very well in P7 right now, and he's going to have a little bit of a battle here with Kevman. Is he going to be able to get P6 from him? Or just doing a little bit of drifting there, and unfortunately loses it at that curve. That is a nasty curve, to be fair. I do make that mistake a couple of times, but luckily I do keep it on track. I actually get it off track here, funnily enough. So, not ideal. We're just trying to hold off Ant Smasher still. We do have Rockzilla now, our teammate, just ahead of us. But our battle currently resides with Ant Smasher, so can we hold him off long enough to perhaps let Rockzilla start breaking away a bit more? Or maybe ourselves? I know Ant Smasher's got the pace, he's a very quick guy. As of course we've seen in both Euro and Eurasia series. Even in multi-class as well. In fact, I think Ant Smasher's been in pretty much every league I've been in at this point. At least it feels that way anyway. So he's going to look around the outside here. Not going to quite be able to get it done. However, I'm actually going to keep it on the outside here. And are we going to see him go for a move? Luckily not. He's just about too far away, which is very helpful for us. I'm just trying to keep to my apexes because I know I've not got the tyre advantage and therefore I'm losing a bit of the pace. But luckily, we do still have him behind us, which is really helpful. And we are still competing for 10th at the moment. But the game, the race, the track, the laps are still, there's still laps to go. I got there in the end, didn't I? Just pick one of those words and go with it. So what I'll do, we're still going to battle with Ant Smasher, but this is probably an excellent opportunity for me to talk about some tyres and the strategies. So although there's no mandatory pit stop, there is 10 laps of the second race and 5 laps of the first race. The first race is always going to be the same tyre compound, which I think is always going to be softs or mediums or something like that. However, the second race, so the Group 3 counterpart, we each member in a team and everyone in the track as well has to choose tyre compounds from race super softs to race hards, and in each week it must be different. Although there's 5 rounds, therefore there'll be 1 double up. So my thinking is get the hards out of the way. I've got the new wheel as well, so I still need to get used to that. So get the hards out of the way, and then mediums for Suzuka next week, and then super softs, and then super softs. Looks like Alan Smash is going to go for the move here on the inside, and looks like he's able to get it done. Of course, I knew he was approaching and he was getting closer and closer each lap, so it was inevitable, but he did get a nice move done on us there, so hats off to you. That was a very good job. So, in terms of the tyres, as we just mentioned our tyre strategy, Vest has gone for hards, I think super softs or softs at Suzuka, and then after that point it's a bit blurry, but I will make sure I grab that information for you on the race day at least. And if everyone else, they're all on different tyre compounds, but I do know for a fact that myself and Vest are the only ones on hard for this round, so that's going to only be helpful for us later on when everyone's on mediums or hards and we have softer tyre compounds to choose from, so it should only be a good thing really. Rockzilla's currently in P8, actually got Shinna right behind him there, so they got a little battle forming. Of course, Shinna featured in the first 3-man league, which is actually where we met, of course, pretty much mostly everyone here. And we know Shinna's quick, we know he's, of course, we know he's got the pace. Although he has chosen the 4C, so not a popular car in my opinion, and also in the lobby standings as well. I think 2 people have chosen it, both Shinna and Kevman. So again, a very interesting choice. However, I think if you can pull it off, then even better, more power to you. Like myself in the Toyota in this season, if I can maybe not come last, that's probably already a good enough achievement in the Eurasia series. So we are slowly approaching the end here, about 2 to 3 laps left to go. I probably should leave some sort of indicator on the screen somewhere for that, shouldn't I? We'll see if I can figure anything out for that, or if not, we'll just manually keep track. But we won't worry about that for now. What we will worry about is trying to support Rockzilla as much as we can, although the race is already over. We're still going to support him as much as we can. And myself and Vest are still behind him and Shinna by probably a little bit. We've not been in frame yet. It looks like Rockzilla goes a little bit sideways, but does keep it on track there, so that's very good news. But this track, because it's quite tight and windy, I feel like this is so easy to get wrong. Though he does still keep it just about on track there, so of course, very very good performing there. And coming back through to me, so we got Ant Smash just ahead of us there, but no one really in the distance behind us, at least not for a while. So Vest in P14, he's performing really well. Of course, the hard tyres are not easy at all. So at least we should only be faster for the rest of the season. We're going back to Rockzilla here. He's still keeping it very nicely on track. Of course, showing off his lovely livery as well from the amazing Kevman. And you can see you can see Godzilla there, just at the front left. It looks like the red and white stripe is actually coming from that direction there, so that's pretty cool. So here we go, this awkward turn with the awkward corner. How's it going to go for Rockzilla? Okay, a little bit on the dirt, but that's pretty much standard practice on this track. However, awkward corner time, is he going to be able to master it? Luckily gets it all good there, so very good stuff there. And this is actually going to be the penultimate lap, although it looks like someone's gone wide there. I think that could have been maybe Kevman or Tweetman there, I'm not too sure. We'll have to find out later on. But here we go, so we are now approaching the final lap with Rockzilla. Of course, the start of the show today. Of course, each of us will probably have our own rounds to shine in. Mine will probably be the final 2, I would have thought. Maybe a little bit of Red Bull Ring in a couple of weeks' time. But Roxilla here, unfortunately, just loses control. Looks like it tail ends. Oh, sorry, it fishtails at the end there. Tail ends. What am I on? It looks like it fishtails. They're trying to correct it there. Just too many turns made the car want to turn out. I think the dirt didn't help as well. Very unfortunate, but that means we're going to get the move done. So we're going to try and carry the torch and just try and get as many points as we can for the team. Of course, to be fair for everyone, it's the first time I saw driving these cars on track, at least in race conditions in this circumstance here anyway. So it's nice that we're all performing as best as we can. And of course, we should only get better, faster and more consistent as the series progresses. So again, we found ourselves right behind Ant Smasher here. We have made up quite a bit of time. There's no tyre wear, no fuel to worry about. This is purely based off of track pace and, I suppose, tyre advantage, which we don't really have. But what we do have is consistency, and it looks like Ant Smasher gets it wrong there, so we're going to move up into P9. Not how I thought I saw this one going here, but let's not hold our breaths too soon, because it looks like Tweetman gets it wrong there, so we're going to get another position. That's very unfortunate there. And going to Roxilla here, he's found himself just behind Ant Smasher. So I don't know if he'll be able to get a move done there, but I know I will be fine, happily and comfortably in 8th place. So definitely an amazing performance and a really enjoyable race, even though the start wasn't ideal. Of course, it could have been much worse, and we all finished the line, although Roxilla does decide to headbutt the wall. But that's the scores, guys. So Team ZRV, we're in 4th place right now. Thank you, Go Now, for the amazing points scoreboard here. I love it, and it's very nicely laid out. You see all the tracks at the bottom there. Feel free to pause if you want to. Yeah, that's the first round of the Italia Cup. So stay tuned for next time, where it's going to kick off and only get better and better, and we should only get faster and faster.